What up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mug. I just finished a YouTube short video, just very briefly showing off this Night Lord's Legion transfer sheet from Games Workshop. It's officially for the Horus Heresy game. You're supposed to use them on your Warhammer 30k Night Lords Space Marines, but you can also use a lot of this stuff on the 40k Chaos Space Marines. I've done that in the past. They look really good, especially all of the little imagery and iconography of the little squad markings and gang signs on the left. So let's take a look at it. I've slowed down the video a bit so I can ramble on and just give you my thoughts on this product. Now, I purchased it for about $35–40 US, and including shipping. It's a pretty little price to pay for iconography, but the Night Lord's Legion is a little tricky to paint if you're going to be hand painting, freehanding all of the winged skull designs, which I have done in the past. It's just tricky to do, and so having a transfer sheet makes a lot of sense for me if you have your own army. Up in the top right, you can see different sized lightning bolts. Now, the Night Lords, their thing is they have lightning bolts on their armor. Huge debate back and forth whether or not they are real lightning or just painted on lightning effects. I like the ambiguity that it could be either. You've got the really big ones for your vehicles, and then the smaller ones in the center there for the your Space Marines. I think lightning bolts, though, they're actually really easy to paint. Maybe I might use the larger ones for the vehicles, but for all of the individual Space Marines, I think it's totally fine if you just paint the design on. It gives you a lot of practice with your freehand also, so that's what I like. I love the Grim Reaper design. That is the best, I think the best part of this transfer sheet for what it's worth. You get like a very nice vehicle-sized Grim Reaper. It's interesting because the Dark Angels also use a robed skeletal figure with a sword, though, so it's not really like the Grim Reaper, but they use that in their transfer sheet. So it's interesting, they share a lot of the same little design elements. Then in the bottom right, you've got two banners designs for your banner bearers, and there on the left you can see a bunch of different designs that are supposed to represent, I believe, the different gang affiliations from Nostromo. Nostromo, of course, is the home planet or the primary recruiting planet of the Night Lords in the fiction. If you are interested in the Night Lords story, I highly suggest you pick up Aaron Dembski-Bowden's Night Lords Omnibus. It's actually what got me back into the hobby. I read that and I thought, this is amazing. So it explains a lot, but you can also learn a lot from the Wikipedia pages and the Lexicanum pages. So much great fiction for the Night Lords. And like I said, if you are interested in representing them like they are Nostroman veterans or pulled from the main planet, their home planet in Warhammer 30k, then you can use those symbols, the bloody hand, the hourglass, and it really effectively represents them and gives them a very cool looking mystique, because the runes look vampiric and evil. Now we're taking a look at the winged skull motifs here in the bottom left. They're large enough to be put onto vehicles, and the accepted standard, like most recognizable color scheme for the Night Lords is midnight blue, dark blue, so dark it's almost black, with a skull and red bat wings surrounding it. So knowing that, I always wondered when I saw this transfer sheet and I was looking at all the different ways that I could use the symbols and the iconography on it, what is the purpose of having a black skull and bat wing design? Especially on a larger vehicle like a Land Raider or a Rhino, if you're painting the majority of it so dark blue that it's black, how would having a completely black winged skull design make any sense? You know what I mean? It seems like it would blend so much into the dark blue that you would really only see any lightning bolt effects you had on the vehicle. And even the Grim Reaper, as cool as that Grim Reaper is, like with how dark the wings and the robe and just like the general design of the Grim Reaper is, I always wonder, how do you paint a vehicle so that the design actually stands out? You can see the winged skull and the Grim Reaper design. It seems more acceptable and more that's recognizable to have the Night Lords have their iconic skull in ivory with the red bat wings around it. But I don't know, who knows. When you think of the other transfer sheets that came out for the other legions, the Mark II transfer sheets, like the World Eaters with the graphic of the very photorealistic looking globe with the brass jaws chomping down on it, the only really well done design on this are the Grim Reapers and the Standard Bearer to effect. It would have been really cool. Even the Death Guard have some really like nice looking, drawn out, photorealistic looking skull, Death Guard skull with the bronze design around it as well. So I thought it would have been cool if the Night Lords could have gotten the same treatment, and some of their larger winged skulls could have had more of an like a artistic look to it, like it was hand painted, like those other legions got those designs. But still, being able to incorporate like all of these really cool looking symbols and icons on your regular Space Marines, I think it's okay to not have that as part of the vehicle transfers available. So do I feel like the value is there? If you're a 40k Chaos Space Marines player that's interested in painting Night Lords, or if you're a 30k Horus Heresy player looking to really bling out your Night Lords Legionnaires, do I feel like this transfer sheet is worth it for the price tag of $35 to $40 US? I guess that depends on how much you want to decorate your, especially 30k Legionnaires, because you've got a lot of empty space on the Mark III, even the Mark VI, even with their studded shoulder pads. You've got a lot of empty armor space on the old Horus Heresy miniatures. I think if you're collecting Horus Heresy, this is a plus. This is a buy, because if you're painting any mark of armor, you've got a lot of open real estate on those leg armor pieces, on the shoulder pads, of course, and even the arm pieces. And if you're painting like Mark III, where you have a big breastplate, you could throw on some of those smaller gang signs and icons, or even the Nostroman runes, and they'll look really, really nice. If you're not comfortable painting lightning bolts, of course, you can get the value out of having those lightning bolts there, especially if you're going to be working on some vehicles and you don't want to mess up your vehicle paint job with a messy lightning bolt. You can use those larger ones at the top and really make it look a lot nicer than if you are comfortable and confident in your own ability to paint them. Look at those Night Lords Legion shoulder pad designs at the top left. You see that they're different sizes. So if you have Cataphracti Terminators, Justaerin Terminators, your regular Legionnaires, or if you want to decorate other parts of the model, or maybe some Dreadnoughts with some of the smaller Night Lords symbols, then you could do that too. The winged skull looks really good in any size, and I think it's worth it. Chaos Space Marine players, Warhammer 40k, maybe not so much. Maybe you can make do with just what's on the Chaos Space Marine Legion transfer sheet. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one.